Okay, here's a video of my pressurized alcohol stove. This is for my buddy Will here. He requested to see this, so it's kind of all spread out right now. It all fits inside this little DSI How-You-Like Minimalist cup. This goes the burner and all that. Your windscreen rolls up, fits down in there. Got a little measuring cup. Scrubby goes down inside. Up in here. So anyways, fast forward into the unpack mode. We've got just basically a tuna can here, some holes cut in it. We've got some expanded wire as a little pot holder. This is the alcohol stove. 2 can ends. Sealed up, pressurized with this bolt. I'll take this out. This is different than your normal alcohol stove in that this one is pressurized. And when you pressurize this denatured alcohol, it burns extremely efficiently. So you can pick up a can of denatured alcohol at Lowe's. Here's a gallon can. I think it was $30, but I don't know how long a gallon would last, but it would be a very long time. So for this burn, we'll pour about an ounce and a half in. That's what's nice about this little measuring cup. Okay, and pour it into your stove here. It's got a little air bubble. Normally goes in a lot easier. I'll just finish pouring the rest of this in here. There we go. Save just a few drops back for your preheat. You'll see here in just a minute. Get our bolt screwed back down in here. A lot easier with 2 hands typically, but right now I've just got one. There we go. Get that screwed back down in. Some little bitty holes poked in down around here that heat this bolt up, which then drives the heat back down into the burner, which allows the alcohol to heat up and burn quite nicely. So what you're going to do now is just take a couple drops here, pour it down into the burner, down in the bottom of the can, and light it. I'm going to set this down and light it. So hang on. Okay, it's lit. As far as the preheat goes, you'll see it start to heat up the alcohol in the can. And it's 20 degrees out now, so it'll take this alcohol just a little bit longer to warm up. But once it does, you'll see it'll get going quite nicely. Give it just a minute here. We're starting to get a little bit of alcohol burning out of the little burner holes. I put just another drop or 2 down in there. It's good to have just a couple of drops extra handy. Keep the flame going if needed during the preheat stage. Normally doesn't take very much, but being 20 degrees out. It sometimes takes just a little bit. So there we go. Now we've got the burner is lit. The preheat's going to help burn off a little bit of extra alcohol here, but it'll settle down in just a second or two, and we'll have a real nice flame going. So we will turn on the light and pour some water here in the cup. The cup comes with a nice little cup holder, insulated, so you can burn your fingers. I'll probably put about 12 ounces or so of water in here. It's water, room temp, probably about 60 degrees. And you set this on top of the burner. Turn the light off here. You can see that we've got quite the flame going on. So one thing about these pressurized stoves, they put out a lot more BTUs when this alcohol is under pressure. And basically you've got like a little gas burner under here. It's real stable. I've burnt this thing hundreds of times, heated up a lot of meals with this. So we'll turn the light back on. Now, you're outside, a little windy. This little windscreen is nice, but right now we're not going to put it on. Just got some holes in the bottom of it. It keeps the wind from blowing your flame around. Size of this just to be just a little bit bigger than the cup. You can actually take this off real quick. Put the windscreen on, and boom. You can cook in some pretty serious wind. This is just some regular old aluminum flashing you can buy at Lowe's. It's cheap. I got a ton of it left over from the few pots that I built. I'll take this back off so you can see the burner going. And here we go. In just a few minutes here we will have a rolling boil. It's kind of hard to see, but down inside there, that bolt is being heated by 4 nozzles, 4 little jets of alcohol, and that heats that bolt up super hot, which drives heat back down into the burner, which keeps the pressure up, and is like a little chain reaction. It will keep going until it's completely empty at a fairly consistent flame. There's not a lot of variance. Much hotter than a regular atmospheric pressure alcohol stove. You don't have just regular pressurized alcohol burning. This is definitely above atmospheric and really shoots some BTUs into the cup. This cup it's anodized aluminum. The good thing about aluminum, number one, it's cheap. Doesn't cost $60 like a titanium cup. Thing is, with titanium, the thermal conductivity of titanium is extremely low. You compare it to the thermal conductivity of aluminum, and it's just I don't understand why it's such a big seller. Overall, it's a really poor heat conductor. That's why I like this aluminum. It's vastly superior for heat transfer. Water is definitely warm now. You can heat up this cup in just a few minutes on basically an ounce or less of denatured alcohol. You can see it's still burning real consistently. A little bit of orange flame going on. That's just some impurities in the denatured alcohol burning off. The really good thing about this burner is super simple, ultimate in simplicity. It's just there's no holes, hoses, screw knobs. It's just there's nothing to break on it. You can get fuel at just about any gas station. Just go in and buy a little can of yellow heat. That's methanol, and this is 50% ethanol, 50% methanol. It burns about the same. And you hear it starting to boil already. It is definitely hot. Probably get just a little bit better heat conductivity with that windscreen on, but for this we're just going to show it without. It's just, you can see it a lot easier. A lot of BTUs being pumped into that cup. Almost at a boil now. It'll be just a few more seconds and this dude will be rolling. So now you got nice boiling water. Take the include a little pot holder here. Stick your 2 fingers in. Boom, it's got a little flap here to grab. Just grab a hold of here. Pop it off, put it in your little insulator, fits right down in, put your lid on. This thing will stay hot for a very long time. Your burner's still burning. I blew mine out. You can recover the alcohol once it cools down. Just tip it over, pours all right back into here. You can pour it all right back into the bottle where it came from, so you essentially lose no fuel. There might be just some coming off from evaporation right here, but overall, that's what it is for, you know, $25 for the cooking set and a few cents in parts. You've got an ultra reliable, super quick, very, very hot alcohol stove. Thanks a bunch.